this is a substitute for skill, basically. It's a technique that I discovered about 25 years ago. It's very hard to believe that other people aren't doing the same thing, but I've never actually seen it documented. The problem, or at least I confronted the problem originally back in the end of the 90s, when I was making a model of Colin Moody's recreation of Cabot's Matthew of 1497, which sports a number of quite elaborate flags and banners. That's the Matthew recreation actually at sea. And in particular, you see this masthead banner here, which is actually on a model. This banner would be about 6 inches long. Now, I'm not much of an artist at best of times, and I have absolutely no expertise at painting on fabric. So I looked for a solution that I could manage. And it seemed at the time, as I say, this is the late 90s, that a home computer could help. So I scanned the banner from, this is Henry VII's banner. I scanned this from a book and then used the computer to reverse print the design for the second side. I didn't think that paper flags would be very satisfactory at this scale, so I tried tacking a sheet of silk onto paper. It's a long time ago and I can't remember the details, whether it was actually silk or whether it was silk span, I really can't remember. But anyway, I tacked it onto paper using a repositionable spray adhesive and then ran this through an inkjet printer. It proved to be very successful. I stripped the paper backing off, stuck the two faces together and put them on the model. And there is the result, which I think is really quite satisfactory, even if the purists would consider it cheating. The next development of this technique came some years later when I needed flags for my diorama of the sinking of the gondola Philadelphia and its rescue by the galley Washington, Lake Champlain, 1776. The diorama was an attempt to recreate Ernest Hass's painting of the event, which is from the cover of the Smithsonian's booklet. And there is the diorama. Now, this is a scale of 1 to 144, which means that the flags are quite small and certainly beyond my expertise as a painter. They're also, I'm afraid, beyond my expertise as a computer programmer because I got the flags back to front. But anyway, there they are. Now, remembering the technique that I used for Matthew, although needing a very much smaller scale, I tried taping a cigarette paper onto a sheet of ordinary printer paper, having first printed the flag design on the paper so that I knew where the subsequent printing would occur. And yes, you can still buy cigarette papers. I had a look online and there's plenty available. Now, remembering that the print heads sweep from side to side during printing, it's very important to ensure that the edges of the paper are firmly secured by adhesive tape, outside, of course, the area to be printed. Bit difficult to see in this slide, but I think you can just about pick out the adhesive tape on the top and the sides. And when you run that then through the printer, this actually works quite well and certainly produces detail far beyond my capability. An unexpected bonus, and really the key to success at this scale, is that the ink soaks through the cigarette paper to the extent that it becomes virtually impossible to decide which side was which. And there it is, demonstrated. And there is the final result, suitably distressed. And there's no way I could ever have produced that by hand. Each of the stripes, red and white together, is about 1 millimeter. It turns out the same technique works equally well at larger scales. And this is the Union flag on my 1 to 35 gunboat, which measures roughly 1 inch by 2 inches. and still looks convincing. Just as an interesting aside, it's worth pointing out that inkjet printers can't print white, but the unprinted cigarette paper appears white against the surrounding colours. And that's it. Thank you.